All right, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully, I don't have a what's the name. So we'll go ahead and crank this thing up and come on back. Anyway, Showboating Sports, guys. We're back. We're gonna start the show all over. If you're new to the channel, please, guys, hit your like, subscribe button. Join in on the circus. Hold on, I think we still got a little bit of an echo, so we'll pull that down right there. All right. So, hold on, guys. All right, guys. We starting to get it all together. Here we go. All right. Anyway, without any further ado, hold on. Let me see. Let me check something out. Let me check something out just to make sure. Are you guys hearing the echo or anything? Are you guys here? Is everything all right? Anyway, we're gonna keep the show on going. So y'all give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear everything and keep on going. So anyway, salute everybody into the chat. Sorry I hadn't been in a while, but as you see, we had to get everything in order to come on back and do things a little different. So we still got some bugs and stuff to work out, but we are getting ready to go ahead and get on to it. So let's just get ahead and jump on in this thing, right? So Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence had this. I mean, it was an angry final press conference. I love the shit out of it. Those guys, and it was about time. I told you guys, I said I wanted to wait and I wanted to see just how pissed off these two guys were together, right? And I wanted to see that. I had to see the look in their eyes. I got tired of all that cordial stuff that they were doing and that gentleman stuff. And I was like, man, that stuff is out the window. It is time to see some boxers go at it and get mad, you know? And so that's what they did. That's what they did. And, oh yeah, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you guys see the number currently across the screen, I know a lot of people been asked about calling in on my last few lives. The number is up on the screen. Feel free to call in anytime, and we'll put you on the show. We're only gonna give people a few minutes to get off and let some other people come on if that's what you guys want to do. But we're gonna talk about this. I want to hear your thoughts on this press conference, man. Like I said before, I love this press conference. I loved it, man. And I'll tell you what, man, you can see right now that this stuff has really gotten to both of those guys, and both of these guys are going to make each other pay for what they feel they've been wrong. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford said that he didn't think Spence should have got on his side of the crowd, same way he got on his side. And Spence was like, "Look, your people talk all this grimy stuff all the time, and I didn't see him. You know, they said something to me, and I just looked at him and smiled. You know what I mean? So it looks like it's getting to be a little bit long, as they say, long in the tooth. They're getting tired of this, man. And I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And did you guys see the way when they did the face off, how Terrence Crawford looked at Spence and kind of gave a little bit of a grin, but when he saw Spence on there was serious, he stopped grinning. He looked at Spence, and neither one of them look away. So now it's gonna be one of those things that neither one of these fighters wanna be the one that backs off or any of that kind of stuff. But like I said, man, the phone lines are open, guys. Feel free to call in. I want to hear your thoughts on this thing, man, because I got a lot of thoughts. And I can just keep going on and on and on. And we've been talking about this stuff for so long. I just think that it's cool to let one of you guys call on in and start telling me about what you guys thought about it, your assessment of it. And we're gonna go on down through here. Devin, salute Queen. Brown Lumber 909, salute King. The League of Legacy, salute. Gerald Slay, salute. Man, yeah, we got a few people that rolled up in here. So we're gonna keep on letting that stuff roll on down. All right, here we go. And let's just keep on rolling. But I don't think it's a problem. It shouldn't be a problem with those phone lines. But like I said, you guys feel free to call in anytime. But the other thing that I really liked about this is how Derek James, didn't you see how he got in there, and him and Bo Mac went at it? And man, this stuff got personal with him. And I think Derek James is a little still pissed off the way Crawford treated him. And it's rightfully so, man. Terrence Crawford, the way he treated Derek James, like Derek James is just some nobody on the street kind of thing. And he was like, oh, and call him a dumb MF. Hold on one second. Hello? Can you hear me? Showboating Sports, can you hear me? All right, go ahead. Yeah, some one of my little things. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Oh man, it's about to go down. I think it's going to happen exactly how the party's been predicting it. They both going to step to each other. They not going to want to back Crawford definitely got the chance of hurting Spence. I ain't gonna play. But I'm gonna say if he ain't hitting harder than Charlo, I don't necessarily think he's gonna discourage Spence from being in his chest. I think Spence is gonna be walking him there. I don't think it's gonna be anything special or different. I think Spence is gonna be walking him down with the jab in his face, that power jab. And Terrence, I think he's gonna stand his ground for a second, but then I think he's gonna have to back up or do some side movement or something like that. That's a lot of pressure. They both look good. The press conference was going down. I was surprised to see. I was, but I wasn't. I was kind of surprised to see the trainers go at it like that. But then again, I'm not surprised because I think that Terrence Crawford's side has said a lot during, leading up to this point, even before the fight got announced, like, the whole car wreck thing and just a whole bunch of little slide stuff. In my opinion, they kind of throw the rock and hold and hide their hand. And when it comes to like Terrence Crawford, he never, until today, to me, Terrence Crawford has never silenced or told his camp to chill out. Bernie the Boxer get on here and he'll go ham and he'll take some off the wall stuff, right? And I know for a while people was like, well, who was Bernie the Boxer? Oh, it's saying he was Terrence Crawford. Oh, so Terrence, you ain't saying nothing. You must agree with everything he's saying. So now it's at this point. I get what Crawford was saying. Let's be cool. We here to fight and all the good stuff. But it's too late for that in a way. I'm glad nothing happened because it shouldn't happen. But what he was saying was he was right. But it's kind of let it boil over too long. I was surprised to see Derek James kind of get riled up because most times he calm, cool, and collected. I was surprised to see him go at Bomac like that. I think, like I said, both fighters look good, man. Can't wait for the weigh-in tomorrow. Do you think, or did you see any small advantage or anything like that in this press conference?
Nah, actually, I didn't, man. It just seems so even, man. It looks like both fighters look. I mean, man, they both. This right here made me feel like it's gonna be an even closer fight. You know what I mean? It's like I had Spence 49%, or 51 and a half, or 49, 50 and a half. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's so close, man, that it's ridiculous. But the look in their eyes, and it looks like both of them prepared for this. Even Crawford looked. You see how Crawford's face looks sucked in, and Spence's face. They both look like they trying to get to that weight. You know what I mean?
They could scrap today. Like they was. I would go far as to say is that they probably they so close to weight. They probably own weight. I mean, I think they ready.
Yeah, they ready. They definitely ready. Salute. Hey, Ricky Alfonso said, who's in Vegas? Yeah, sorry guys. You see, I'm holding my phone up to this thing, man. I'm still getting the bugs out. I got all this new equipment, man, and this stuff just ain't plugging up right. But yeah, man, I tell you what, I loved everything that they brought to the table. What did you think? Did you think that the crowd went too far in the press conference?
I think everything leading. I don't think they went too far. I just think that like now everybody's in front of each other. There's been a whole bunch of back and forth, and this is the stuff that we've seen on YouTube and online. I can only imagine the stuff that happened that we don't hear about. So I don't think they went too far. Necessarily. I just think that it's just all that emotion is just bottled up right now. It would be hard to contain it. So it's almost in a way that most times it seems like they probably just ignore it. But like I said, it's a lot on the line. I like how the fighters acknowledge how big the moment is, but they still keeping it kind of in control. They didn't necessarily do anything out of character to me. Like Spence is always kind of cool, collected. He's gonna say what he's gonna say or whatever. And to me, I think Bud has always been. Bud will let you know, what I mean. He'll snap on you, or he'll what I mean. So what he did at the press conference wasn't to me, at his character, it wasn't necessarily bad or good. It was they at their peak. So I don't think that I don't think the crowd did too much. What about you?
Nah, I don't think it was a problem, but I liked it. I like what they were bringing to the table. I did. I liked all that back and forth, and I like that the crowd is energized. You know what I mean? And with them going at it like that, they should have been doing that a little bit more at the closer towards the first press conference, but that ain't their style. But I think that both of Spence and Crawford are getting kind of they're getting tired of all the stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. That's what I wanted to see. I had to see that, man.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's facts. Were you surprised by the trainer?
Yeah, I was actually surprised with Derrick James acting like that. But I think Derrick James is kind of pissed off at the way Crawford treated him. You know what I mean? And I think that's done got up under Derrick James' skin, because Crawford telling him, I'm trying to speak to you, just, you know what I mean? Talking crap to him, you know what I'm saying? So there you go.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Did you see, and it's kind of but kind of off topic, did you see Frank Martin and Keyshawn?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, they went at it.
Yeah.
But Keyshawn, I think Keyshawn wants that fight, but Keyshawn ain't ready for that fight. But hey, if you're going to go all the way out like that and keep talking all that stuff, throw him on in there.
Yeah, throw him in the water. Yeah, he asked for it, give it to him. Yeah. I got Frank in that. Keyshawn, he's a big personality, so I think he'll definitely steal it. But yeah, throw him in there. Yeah, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Man, I think the coin toss was a little bit, it was different. I'm not mad at it. Nothing that's happening right now. It's different. I think that's good because it's making this fight its own fight. You know what I mean? It's making it already. It's becoming its own legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, even if one or the other get knocked out, you know what I mean? I don't want to say knocked out, but I'm trying to. I don't see this fight falling flat. So whichever way it goes, I think it's going to be legendary all the way around. Even if it's a one-sided ass whooping or,
Yeah.
That's all that energy from the fans to, for the fighters being like, this such a big moment. All the energy is going to be like in that ring, like, you know what I'm saying. So however it goes, I don't think I'll be upset. Like, can you think of a way that like they could go that could possibly make it fall flat?
Nah, not really. I think at this point, no matter what happens, if somebody don't even make it through the first round, it would be still a hype fight because it gave you exactly what you want. You want to see sparks fly. You hope it's gonna last, but it won't disappoint. Only way this thing will disappoint is if they get in there and it's a lot of chess matching thinking, but that's not gonna come out of Earl and that's not coming out of Crawford. So however it goes, it's gonna be one of them fights. I mean, we're gonna love it.
Yeah. Now, do you think that do you think either fighter had to trick up that sleeve, or you think they just said like this is gonna be head up like dog fight?
Oh, it's gonna be head up dog fight. That's what I got.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
I think that both of them just gonna come at it because Spence ain't with tricks. Spence is all about the basics. And so while he's doing the basics, whatever you trying to get off, you got to get it off like real quick to stop Spence. Because Spence is listen, Spence is coming forward in the very beginning. He's shooting straight across and coming at it. He's biting. And so Crawford don't have time to play around. In that situation, it's like one of those things that has got to be a knee-jerk reaction. Soon as that bell goes ding and you walk across that ring, everything is knee-jerk reaction.
True. Very true. I will say, I was surprised. I was watching Frank Martin and Keyshawn. And Keyshawn, I didn't know Keyshawn trained with Derrick James for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah,
I was like, oh damn. I ain't gonna front it. It kind of made me think like, damn, did he know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but he probably wasn't there long enough for anything because that was probably so long ago that. You know what I mean? If he didn't stay there, because his career, I mean, he doesn't have that many fights anyway. So how long could he have been with Derrick James? You know what I mean? Down there, who knows?
That's very true.
So it's nothing that he can take from it.
Right on.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. What I'm gonna do is, hey, do me a favor, Gerald. Go back to the chat section just for half a second because I'm holding this phone up, and for some reason, I think I just need to restart this stuff. This my thing, and that way I'm gonna get back on. That way you can call back. And that way they can hear you better instead of me holding this up. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, guys, what I'm gonna do is y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna put y'all on a quick little what's the name real quick so you guys can just see what's going on. We'll restart this thing because I think it's hung up. So y'all just hold 1 quick second. Okay, can you guys hear me? There we go. I think we back up and going, guys. There we are. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So he said he looking at Crawford and said, who do you say needs a little bit more? Crawford may need to start faster. Crawford definitely has to start faster. That's a definite situation. Crawford definitely has to start faster. It is no way out of it. Crawford definitely has to. But the thing about it is Spence is going to start, but the problem is you don't want to rush in there and try to make any mistakes. And they said that Crawford's going to probably start faster. That's what Earl's camp is starting to think. But that's what we all know. Crawford can't afford to be that far behind because later on down the road, when Earl starts pulling the fight out a little bit, that's where it's going to get real tricky. You know what I mean? So there you have it. Let me see. He said, I want Bud and EJ to be at their very best, absolute best. Yeah. I want the same thing. I want the same exact thing. I wonder if Bud can keep up with the high output that Spence had. I think Bud did some extra training on this one. Bud brought Shakur Stevenson in. He went up there in Big Bear. Bud knew that the thing is that Spence has a hell of an output, and I think Bud went and did that. Bud made sure, even on that workout that we watched on the media workout, Bud made sure that he went extra hard on that. So I think every second he made sure that he did more and more and more. I don't know if I'm sure he's better conditioned now than he's ever been. Yeah, Spence moving forward right from the start. I agree with that. But that's just the way Spence fights. Spence always moves straight forward. You know what I mean? So that's what Spence is going to do. Spence is going to definitely move straight forward. And that's what we're going to see, you know? I'm leaning down. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. All right, that's better. That is better. There we go. Now I ain't got to slunch all the way over. There we go. All right, but yeah. I got those phone lines open. Anybody want to try to call in, Gerald? You can definitely call back. So y'all, hopefully those things right there are going down. There we go. Yep. I'm hearing in my headphones, so it's definitely ready. It is definitely ready. So yeah. So like I said, man, phone lines open. Please feel free to call in. Like to hear your assessment on it. I think Gerald had a real good assessment on that. He said, F all that though. I'm trying to see Bomac and versus DJ. Hey, y'all, hey. You know what's funny about that? Derek James and Bomac used to box. Both of them did. Yeah. He said, Zach said, what am I in a spaceship? Yeah, man. Hey. I went and bought a place so I can have a better view. Everybody was laughing about my view before. How y'all like my view, man? It shows the whole New York, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Y'all don't like my window view right there, man. I figured I figured y'all like my view, man. But anyway. Oh shit. There we go. Let me lock this thing. Shit, hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, man. So did anybody see when Terrence had came out, how Terrence looked this you see how Terrence making sure he's got on all that heavy stuff? Do you guys think that Terrence is still trying to make weight, or y'all think Terrence is on weight? Because Terrence look a little bit more most of the time when you see Terrence, but you know what? We'll know a lot more tomorrow. How these guys look when they take their shirt off and get on that scale. That's what we'll know. I know people trying to say that Terrence looks weight drained, and some people saying Spence does. I don't think either one of these guys are weight drained. You know what I'm saying? Brian has said, Derek said, it's time to eat. And the reason I say that is because that MF ain't missed a meal. You right about that. ATL unanimous. Salute. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Fulton versus. Oh, my goodness, man. Was that not? Listen, I did not see that coming, bruh. I picked Fulton to win that fight. I was pulling for Fulton. I figured that Inoue going up like that, never fought a fighter like that with that slick stuff. 8 Mile, salute. And he never hey, thanks, man. Thanks. But he's never faced a fighter like that with that Philly style. So I thought that would be difficult. Man, Fulton does not have a jab. I mean, I don't get it, man. Yeah, I feel. Listen, Brian. Fulton let America down, the hood down, all of that. Showboating Sports, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Man, it's going okay, man. Hold on, man. I'm trying to get this thing in here, man. I don't know what's going on with this. Just hold on one second. Go ahead, keep going. Keep going. They can hear you. They can hear you while I'm fooling with this. Go right ahead.
So first, I'm gonna say, love the setup.
Thanks,
Good
man.
job. Well worth the wait. Gotta give it to you, bro. You're looking real nice up there. Got the whole thing looking real clean.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, it took a little bit of time to get it. I had to make sure I got y'all a nice view to look at while we're doing it.
Now, I'm a little disappointed in you, man.
Why you say that? Talk to me.
You don't remember after Inoue's last fight? I said, bro, he's a problem. Watch that fight. You don't remember when I said that?
Yeah, you did. You said it. I remember it clearly, man.
I even said, man, I want Fulton to win. I said, but dang, he can't do it. I already knew, man. Look, man, Inoue is a problem.
Oh, man.
This was this is my comparison with Bud, because a lot of people think I hate on Bud.
Right.
I just talk about what I see.
Right.
I saw one fight at Inoue, and I knew, and it wasn't necessarily about the competition. It was about what he was displaying. And what he was displaying was multiple styles, because he was trying to get the guy to open up, constantly thinking. And he was going in, he was being responsive. Like, he was just looking, he was amazing to me, because most people, it's difficult to master one style. I'm not going to say he mastered all of them, but he was adept enough to where it was like, oh, shoot, like, you don't know what he's going to switch to or come at you with. So, but yeah, man,
I wanted Fulton to win, but I mean, you see what you see. Like I'm like, hey, I'm calling it like I see it.
Hey, listen. I had to stand on that, man, because I picked it and you did say it. You said it. You said it. You said it, man. You said it.
Now, as far as today, Bud let me down. Bud let me down because he came out looking so hard and fierce. But I got excited. I was like, oh, shoot, okay. Yeah. And then, like, I understand trying to get everybody calm and all of that, but dang, man, like it took away from the fierceness he walked out with.
Right. Yeah. I think you got a point there because when you, like you said, when he came out, he was a little with his stuff on, looking like the Grim Reaper. And then on that, it kind of like broke, like, hey, come on, y'all, can we all just be cool? But then in true Bud fashion, he was ready to go out there and fight somebody in the audience.
Exactly. He was ready to get active with the audience.
Yeah, he said, I'm trying to keep it nice, but okay, if it's what y'all want, he said, I'm ready to get active. And that right there, that did it for me. That gave him all the credit back. I give him all the credit back for that one.
Well, no. See, that took more credit away because he has not shown that type of energy at all whatsoever towards Spence. And even in this particular situation, when you supposed to be going at Spence, he wasn't going at Spence at all, and then went overboard towards the audience after saying we can't be doing this.
Right.
that right there made it even worse.
well, but you know what? The way I took it is like, y'all keep testing my patience. And he said I can get active, and he did it like that. I like that. I like that that he was like, okay, look, I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to keep everybody cool. Because I think what it is Bud want to make sure nothing goes wrong, because he look at like, this is the first time he's been on pay-per-view to that magnitude. So he definitely wants everything to work out right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm trying to keep that. And Spence like, man, I done been here before. That seems the difference to me. That Spence is like, man, I don't care. It ain't bother me. We're going to get in here and do this thing. Let them, if they want to fight it out, let them fight it out. And Bud was like, hey, man, you know how it is. But I liked it. I liked it, though. I did.
I'm not comparing to Spence. I'm just saying I'm seeing the same behavior I was seeing last year, where you got more smoke for everybody, YouTubers.
Yeah. Then Spence,
except the guy that you're supposed to be fighting.
Yeah.
That's all I want, and that's what I saw when he came out. I was like, oh, I almost got worried. I was like, oh shoot, because when you saw his workout day, like he was working on that jab. But the way he was throwing it was it was close to the way Floyd throws it. Floyd doesn't telegraph it or step with his jab. He kind of swing that other arm back a little bit to put the power into it. And I was like, okay, he's probably gonna use that in the first few rounds. He's gonna add that in while he's trying to figure things out. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a good little thing that they came up with.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but you know what though? Like I said, I loved it. I tell you, okay, well, tell me this. Do you think that you may see things differently tomorrow at the weigh-in? Because the reason why I said that is, did you remember the face-off and him and Spence start facing off? First Bud smiled, and Bud looked at him like, okay, so we're going to do it like this. Now, then that looked like Bud got a little pissed off. And then when Spence turned, because Spence was the first one to turn, Bud just kept sitting there looking at him like, all right. You know what I mean? That looked like the Bud. You didn't catch that part?
I saw it, but here's the thing, man.
Okay.
This the way that I saw it, that I took it, because Spence always does that. And so it's like, man, are you like, it was like, he was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm like, man, you can't be trying to pull energy from that, because that's normal. He don't ever just sit there and stare at it.
Right.
So that's kind of how I took it. I was like, dude, are you reaching? Like I'm confused. I need to see you being consistent somewhere. Like, give me that consistent energy towards Spence. Don't disperse it everywhere else and then look mean, because now I feel like you're playing me. Because you get me excited again.
Got you. Yeah, listen, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that because you remember in the beginning, I kept saying that they're and everybody's been saying that they seem like they're a little too friendly with each other. Now it looks like Spence has finally turned a little bit, right? And Spence is kind of, but they're not going at each other. Spence say a little something, but it's like they both they ain't really like going at each other like you say. But Spence seems to be a little bit more irritated than Crawford with, you know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, man. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I want to see what this weigh-in does tomorrow, and I want to see how they look at each other at that weigh-in.
It was definitely entertaining. I feel like it was a critical time. I don't think that they've been doing enough to push the fight for casuals. So I think that was a good move for the casuals, like the way they handled it. I just don't know if maybe it was a little too late because I don't see the numbers being as high as they should be. I'll put it like that.
Right, as they could be. Right, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm questioning if it'll break, $1,950,000. Like it should do well over that.
Right,
so
right.
I just don't think they did enough for the casuals for that to happen.
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I want the fight. I want both fighters to do well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be wrong about Crawford. Like,
right.
I want to see them get in there, and I want to see a good fight. I want to see it go 11 because I don't want no decisions.
Right.
It
right.
can even go 11 and a half. But I don't know if you remember this. Back when the whole negotiation thing, I said, man, I hate that Crawford is doing this because he's got two people looking up to him, and this is something that I can see them following suit behind him. And you see Shakur acting the way Shakur is, and then you see I'm forgetting buddy name.
Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how he acting. Man,
yeah.
Keyshawn about to get hurt, man. Keyshawn don't know how to read the room.
No, he don't. He don't.
He don't know how to read the room, bro.
yeah, he don't. He don't.
Frank was walking. He's like, look, I don't do all that talking stuff. You get the fight, made sense. Boom, and started walking away. Made that boy turn around and say, look, I'm like that.
Yeah.
He's not picking up on these things that you're supposed to do, especially as a boxer. You're supposed to be aware of this energy shift that goes on.
Yeah. You're right. You got to learn how to read the room. You can say that again.
Frank Martin was not looking at camera. He was looking at Keyshawn. Keyshawn would talk a little and then look at cameras. He wasn't picking up what was being put down in front of him. Yeah,
and he was the one starting it. See, what he doing is he's just going to, that's that the greenness of it. You know what I mean? He's not a seasoned, and he thinks, I like him. He's got heart. He wants to be good. He's going for it. That's what you should do. He's like a young bull, but he's still inexperienced. It shows. But if he gets in there, I say he keeps asking for it. Put him in there. Put him in there. It's the only way you're gonna see. Let him swim.
They're not gonna put him in there. It's the same. Like the reason I say with them picking up these bad habits from Crawford is because like with all the mess Shakur was pulling, I remember a minute ago, Devin was like, "Man, he's my mentor. Force the fight if you want it." Mm-hmm. And then he kept doing everything else except that. And then when they say Devin either has to fight Shakur or go up to Regis, and then everyone's like, well, he's scared of Gervonta. He's like, well, nah, they about to take his belt. He doesn't pick one or the other.
Right.
He's kind of locked. He don't really have that choice to do Gervonta, so of course he's gonna go up because it don't make sense. At least I don't want to see him fight Shakur because Shakur just got to that weight. He's comfortable. Devin looks like Skeletor, man. Like, that's not like who. You never want to see that type of fight because it's not as good as it should be. Because you got one person who's feeling great at that weight and another one who should have left that weight.
Yeah, you're right. But the problem is, he's still trying to get this Tank Davis fight. And it's like, dude, you can't go in there weight drain with Tank. You can't go in there with Shakur Stevenson. So you got to move up at this point. At first, I was like, yeah, he needs to go in there and fight, because Tank get his name out. But if he's just going to go in there and just get knocked around and get beat down for 3-4 rounds, get knocked out, it's just probably best, like you said, it's probably best he just needs to go ahead and go on up.
Yeah. That's what I believe he's going to do. He's going to fight Reeves.
Yeah, because I don't see him just turn right around and being able to make the weight easy with Tank, but I've heard that's what they're working on. I heard that Tank and Devin fight is really serious behind closed doors, and it's like it's gonna be probably be the next thing.
Yeah, and Keyshawn ain't fighting him. He's just calling out names, like he's doing that top rank thing. Both of them are.
Yeah.
Him and Shakur, they're doing that top rank thing. Because it's going to be just like in the hallway that time with Spence and Crawford.
Yeah.
They kept saying make the fight. You saw Bob right there, but he never said anything about making the
fight. Right. But Keyshawn, to me, he's really not ready, and he's a good talent, and I don't think they want to throw him in there just right now. And plus, he doesn't bring a whole lot to the table, though. He really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't. So at the end of the day, neither one of them guys, I mean, Frank got more to lose than him, but I don't think Frank's going to lose that fight. I don't think Frank he'll beat Frank.
And Spence wants Frank to fight Shakur anyway.
Yeah. Get to Shakur. Yeah. Because then he's got something to gain. You know what I mean? But with Keyshawn, it ain't nothing to gain. It's just Keyshawn wanting to fight everybody, get his shot at it, but he ain't ready.
Man, he's just talking. I won't say he doesn't want that fight, but he knows it won't happen.
Right.
So it's just talk without any repercussions, man. That's all. He's talking freely because ain't nothing. Well, outside of, like I said, feel the temperature of the room, bro.
Yeah. Because now if they want to go in there and see what he's made of and go ahead and let him, because you know what, this is the whole thing about the whole boxing situation is that I think sometimes they hold fighters back a little too long, not in Keyshawn's situation yet, but sometimes they do that. And I think over a period of time, the fighters don't keep developing. Like Spence, I like that Spence kept fighting champion after champion after champion. And you see just how much Spence has grown since that Kell Brook fight. You know what I mean? So just imagine if they had been shopping him around, just trying to build him a name. They really let him go out there and earn it. And it has built him into this monster. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I feel went wrong with Crawford. I think Top Rank held Crawford back from being as great as he could have been because he hasn't been put in positions where he's forced to grow.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you go to the gym on your own, versus going to a trainer and they're teaching you how to do things and get the most out of your workouts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But the thing about Crawford, man, he's got a real good amateur background. He's had a whole lot of fights, and that's one thing that Spence missed out on. Because Spence started late, right? But I think that what Crawford did, he allowed Spence to catch up. A lot of them did. They allowed Spence to catch up by trying to make Spence take the hard road. And Spence was definitely ready to take that hard road. Mitch Hennessy, salute. But yeah, he was, and I think that's what built him. You know what I mean? All that stuff that Keith Thurman did of dodging people and making these guys fight, he just built a monster. He made all them guys stronger.
Right. It's the same thing with Ennis. Like, people keep wanting to throw Ennis in there with all these, Ennis can fight. Yes, Ennis can fight them. But when it comes to winning, that's a different story. And there are things that you just don't learn until you're in the ring. And there's a lot of things that he hasn't learned yet because of that. And you see them popping up. Like you see things that Spence and Crawford will take advantage of. But as he continues to have these fights, he's going to pick up on those things. I believe Ennis will lose the Ugas right now.
You think so? Lose
the Ugas right now. Because there's some openings that he has that Ugas would take out.
Listen,
again,
I like to see it.
It's stuff that he can fix.
Oh, yeah.
It's stuff that, as he gets in the ring and goes through these people, and then he starts seeing these deficiencies and seeing how professionals who have been in the game for a while are responding to it. Like, he's smart. He'll be able to pick up and fix those things. But until he actually sees that it's a deficiency, he won't even know that it's something he needs to fix.
Exactly. And they don't have no way of knowing it either until you get in there with somebody that can exploit those weaknesses that you have, those little cracks in your armor. And those guys can. Somebody like Spence, somebody like Crawford. Not saying he can't. It's impossible for him to beat them. He could possibly beat them, but I think the likelihood is not in his favor, you know? And a person that he would really need, I would really like to see Gerard in his fight that would help him out so much would be somebody like Keith Thurman.
Yeah, I think that's a good fight for him.
Yep.
Because Keith would exploit that stuff, but he's also, a little longer in the tooth. He wouldn't be able to be one time as he exploits that stuff.
Right. Because he hadn't been but so active. And Keith sitting around just waiting for this next payday is really Keith Thurman is really messing up his name because of nobody. A lot of people out there don't even believe in Keith Thurman. They don't even remember what Keith Thurman was. And that's what's sad about it. You know what I'm saying? He's done went that inactive for so long. There's a lot of people like, oh man, Thurman can't beat somebody like Virgil Ortiz and any of them guys. He's not. I'm like, Thurman was a hell of a fighter, bro. A hell of a fighter. But they just don't understand that at one time Thurman, and they don't understand Thurman held a lot of power too. Thurman could knock you out. It wasn't just he was a good boxer. He had power. But and he said he got his hand fixed and he said he's got his power back. He can start using those shots again, but you ain't in the ring. So how can you say that, you know?
I give him credit because, he talks about what you just said and he takes ownership of it. He takes ownership of the way he's handled things with the that he's made. But if these fighters are trying to let him get 2-3 good fights in where he's comfortable, and they're be in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people be in trouble.
You got to think about it. You don't have all of that there.
Yeah. One of the things, WAR said Keith, one time Thurman will announce tomorrow. So I guess he's announcing his fight tomorrow. Hello? You still on here? I think his phone cut out. Huh. Wonder what happened. All right, well, he had to try to call back and see. Let me see. Shoot. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. The phone cut out. The phone cut you out. I don't know. I was on here trying to adjust it, but we couldn't hear you. So I don't know. Let me see something. Let me see this thing ring. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. All right, it's working in here. You see that thing is acting kind of crazy, man. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But anyway, he did an interview a couple of days ago on Fight Hub. Oh, okay. Yeah. He said he was gonna get up. I figured I didn't know if they would wait until the Spence and Crawford fight would be going on. Said Thurman was a hell of a fighter, but his power coming back is capped. Woo, he had elbow surgery, and you can't throw with any power with that kind of issue. I don't know, man. But he said, but you know what? After the power surgery, he said, but he had a problem with his hand. He said he had to get fixed too. It was something in his hand that he said that when he was throwing them shots, it just really, but he said he got that.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Showboating Sports, you on.
All right, man. It's Jerome back, man.
Okay.
Here's my jumping off the porch prediction.
Okay, see now it's
I
working
think
right.
Spence got it in 10.
You say Spence got it in 10? Okay.
Yeah, he got it in 10. I agree with the last caller. One thing that Sean Porter has said that Terrence Crawford always turned it on, right? He turned it on with Porter, and Porter was like, "Man, I just wasn't, I didn't turn it over, I couldn't, So last caller was saying how, like, yeah, I agree with him. Like, Bud ain't quite turn it on yet. He was sounding more peaceful, and I was like, "Damn, that's a really good point. I didn't think about that earlier." it's almost like I think you might have said it too. He almost giving Spence too much credit as far as like being peaceful and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not taking it out on Spence. Those are really good points. I think that Bernie,
Hold 1 second, Gerald. Hold 1 second.
So Bernie the boxer.
Hold 1 second, Gerald. Hey, League. Yeah, man. When you called, man, for some reason your phone was cutting out, and I kept holding it, and then I was trying to see, and it just I kept saying hello. I couldn't hear you, and it just cut you right on out. So as soon as Gerald come on, when he goes off, come back on. That way you can sign off properly. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. Your phone was doing a little bit of cutting out while you was talking. But go ahead, Gerald. Go ahead. Keep going. Salute, Huck Mode. Salute.
And then. And with League of Legacies, I think I agree with him too. I think that another thing is that Bernie the Boxer came at the media as if they were victims. He was to have Bob Arum held Bud back and stuff like that. And immediately I thought about Terrence signing twice to Bob, right? Mm-hmm. So that's like nobody's fault but Bud's fault. I understand he's trying to learn the business, but still, like you can't blame PBC for doing their job for putting Spence in the right position. But Spence also went through the ringer though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like PBC got the lights, camera, action for him to build him up as far as pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. But that's not, that's not Spence's fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or, Bud didn't have to sign back to the top rank.
Right.
He could have came over to the PBC and did his thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't like how Bernie and them come about like they were victims. Like PBC did it, not Bob Arum. But PBC did this to them, and nobody wanted to see them, and And y'all just admitted that, like, Bob Arum didn't want Pacquiao getting in the ring with Bud. So, so that right there is weird. But like I'm joking on the sports. Spence in 10, it might be competitive, like 2 or 3 rounds, and there's gonna be a landslide after that. But that's it, man.
Wow. All right. Hey, he jumped on out there. Hey, Gerald jumped on out there and threw his prediction right on out. Woo! Hey, I'll have my prediction more. Hey, League, go ahead and try to call back. Go ahead, League, for anybody else call in. That way you can go ahead and finish up what you were saying. Huck Mode 365, where you been, man? I guess you've been missing in action like me, man. Uh-oh, big dog in the building. Salute. Man, we're here chopping up talking about this angry final press conference, man. That thing has been crazy, dude. I liked it. People had some good stuff to say about it. League of Legacy was on the show just a few minutes ago. He's supposed to be calling back here in a second. Hopefully he'll go ahead and call on back in. And all right, here we go.
Call from
League of Legacies.
All right, League, go right ahead, man. You back on.
Oh, man. I mean, actually, you was talking when it cut off.
Oh, was I? I was trying to. What happened was your phone was kind of breaking up a little bit, and I didn't want to stop you from what you're saying because we could hear a little bit of it. Then all of a sudden, I kept saying hello, and it sounded like it went dead on your end. And I kept saying, "Hello, you there? You there?" And then it just didn't do nothing. I was like, "Man, I don't know what happened."
Yeah, it just went silent. But I mean, and for the most part, my prediction been the same for a minute. The only change really has been because I don't trust Crawford, right? I was gonna say it's gonna be a good hard fight because of the way he came out, but like I said, he ain't keep that same focus.
Right.
But I just see kind of what Earl said. I don't see Crawford being able to be defensively responsible. I just don't think it's in his nature. I don't think he's been in positions where he's had to make that change. Kind of like when Floyd fought Shane Mosley, like Floyd instinctively knew what to do. And after that, what was it, second round? Yeah, I think it was the second round when they caught that straight. But I believe in that same situation, Crawford would be trying to fight.
He wouldn't take that whole, get your bearings back, survive, and then now actually be defensively responsible.
Hey, I agree.
Because for the rest of that fight ends up.
Yeah. I agree. You know what, man? It's like this. When everybody says a lot of stuff, I'm starting to hear a lot of people got a lot of good points. You can't say people wrong because we don't know how this is going to go. But all we know is Spence and Crawford are the best two fighters in the world, in my opinion. So figuring out what these guys are going to bring to the table in the first round, how they're going to make adjustments to go to second, third, and fourth round, it's going to be crazy. Now, I will say this. Now, this is what I say, and I stand on this. Spence and Crawford, both those two guys fighting each other, correct? I don't think that if Crawford gets in trouble, Bomac can get him out of it. But I think that if Spence gets in trouble, I think that Derek James can help Spence make the adjustments what he needs to do and get him out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see
I agree with that.
Bomac helping him from a coaching standpoint. Hey, do this, try this. I don't really see that. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like I don't know. That's what I get.
It just feels like I feel like, and all we see is what we see. Like we don't know what goes on when the cameras are off, but it looks like Crawford's team isn't necessarily doing him favors because Crawford has flaws, but they both have flaws. I'm not saying like Crawford's the only one that has flaws, but I don't see his team addressing his flaws. They speak as if his flaws don't matter. It's just Errol.
Right.
So that's yeah, man. I mean, I don't think it's a good fight. I just kind of see it being one way. I do think if he uses that jab the way that I think he will, I think the fight will go a little longer, maybe 9, 10. But the reason I'm saying that is because it'll keep Errol from teeing off on him. Like that was a strong jab, man. Did you see that thing?
Dude,
man.
I was so freaking impressed with that jab. And a good jab. But listen, if he used that jab, it's gonna be some problems, man. And work off of that jab. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say Crawford got a lot of stuff in his toolbox, and the cat knows how to use it, man. He knows how to use it. That's the whole thing. And I haven't seen him use that jab like that before.
And that's it right there. The reason that I was so impressed with Devin Haney against Lomachenko is because Devin fought that fight in a way we've never seen him fight in a ring.
Exactly. I agree with that.
And Devin's still young though. Crawford is setting his ways. We have not seen him use his jab like that in a professional fight.
Right.
So how long can he consistently do that without reverting back to his regular habits?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this is my thoughts on that, what you said, that I think that Crawford is so fluid that he doesn't have a certain particular go-to thing that he uses. He can just use it all. And in situation, because Crawford is a really good, just a fighter in general. And I don't just mean boxer. I mean, he's good at wrestling. He's good at stance. He's good at time. And he's good at all that. I think it just comes so natural to him. He just brushing up on his skills. You know what I mean? And with certain people, once he finds out what he can use to get you, he gets you out of there. But I think with Spence, he went and started brushing up on everything that he needs. You know what I mean? And that's why I say this right here is going to be some really good fireworks. Because Crawford is a bad boy, man. He really is. And I've never seen him pop that jab like that, but he popped that jab like, I'm like, where the hell? I mean, is that what was in the toolbox? You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen him jab before, but it was a difference. His whole mindset, the way he worked the bag, everything looks like a throwback. Crawford, to me, right now, looks like he's a fighter from the 80s. That's what I see.
Yes. But bag, no hit back.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. But just to see him do it, I just think that he's going to be fluid enough to be able to use it. You see what I'm saying? It's like if Spence came out and done something different, it's like what he did with Mikey Garcia. It was good. He just showed out that it was Mike Garcia, but he should have boxed Mikey and still stopped Mikey. You know, I'm Spence all day long, right? He just was wearing himself out, just outpointing him, just showing everybody he could box, how good of a boxer it was. But at the end of the day, I don't even think Earl should have went all and done all that, because at the end of the day, they still didn't give him credit. So he should have just stuck to his game plan, his bread and butter. You know what I mean? Or went ahead and stopped him on top of that. But I just think that because Spence can do it, and I think that's and the reason why I brought up that point is because what other people don't understand is Spence has a lot of those other good boxing skills, but nobody ever made him to force him to use it. Because he's got it. He went to the Olympics. You know what I mean? He's a really good boxer. And people don't give him credit for this. Like, dude, y'all missing that. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think he's a better boxer than Crawford. I see, when you think about how much Crawford believes in himself, not that that's a bad thing, but when you're now talking about making changes and stuff like that, there's some things you have to admit to now say, I can't do this. And I think for Crawford, it's more like, I can't do this yet. And if he's firing and Spence is firing and he gets caught, not caught like knocked out, but caught like, oh, I'm about to get this back. I think not everything from training camp goes out the window, but I think a lot of stuff from past fights starts showing back up.
Yeah, it could. But I think Bud is so sound. I get where you're coming from. And you know I'm picking Spence. But I hold
We're
Crawford.
just talking about, what could happen.
I hold Crawford, dude, I think he's Crawford is one of the baddest fighters out there, man. I just, I can't say that enough because I believe in that dude so much, man. Crawford is really a bad dude. The thing that I do like about Crawford is that when he came up in weight, he became even deadlier. A lot of people think, well, will it transition? It transitioned like a mother. You know what I mean? He came up and started, and I know his level of competition wasn't like everybody else's, but he did exactly what he's supposed to do with that level of competition. Put him to sleep every single time. The same thing Jerron should have done with Karen. When him and Karen was going around the ring, Jerron should have figured a way, got in there. Jerron has a lot of power. He should have cut that ring off, got Karen, and took him out of there. And I know it's hard to do a fight like that, but I think it was like the 10th, it was like the 10th round somewhere in there where he hit him a few times, looked like he was going to stop him, and then he backed off of that aggressive stuff that he was doing. So I don't know. I like I said, I think Crawford's got it all, man. I think he's got everything he needs to upset this fight. I just think that what Spence has is that I'm gonna walk you down, I'm gonna stay in the fire, I'm going to parry punches, and I'm gonna keep giving it to you for every second of the fight. I think it'll be too much for Crawford. I think that's where Spence wins that at. And I think that if Spence has to use some other kind of skills, he has something in the bag to draw from. And nobody is considering that. And I don't even think Crawford is.
Yeah, it goes back to the pressure. I don't think he'll have time to focus on what happened in training camp. And I think instinct will take over. Because when you're being stalked like that, and what you're used to keeping people off, because remember, Crawford, he's not the best at not getting cut off. And Errol is really good at cutting off the ring. Because Ebenezer was cutting off the ring on Crawford.
Yep, I agree.
So it's when I look at all of these things, and you are 100% correct. He did what he was supposed to do against those fighters. But they also did what they weren't supposed to do against him. And that's why I say I feel like the way he was maneuvered kept him from being as great as he could have been.
I absolutely agree. I think that what you said is if they moved him according to his talent, this fight right here would have been 2 or 3 times bigger than what it is. Like, it's a big fight. But like you said earlier, they did not impress the casuals. Us boxing fans, we're already sold. We were sold 5 years ago, right? But they didn't do that. So I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that.
But I'm here for it. Everybody buy that fight. Cut the fire stick off for tonight. Let's make sure we continue to get these. You know what I'm saying? If you use the fire stick, you can't complain about no fights.
No,
you can't say nothing. You can't be like, man, why won't this fighter fight this fighter?
Yeah.
Because you using the fire stick. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I think all your assessment on Crawford and this whole Spence thing is great, man. I do. I just can't wait to see this thing. We've been wanting this thing for how many months, man? My God, we've been wanting this thing for a long time.
Look, man, I'm a casual, and I'm about to sign off so somebody else can get back on. But
all right,
I've had a love for boxing for a long time. Got real busy with business and stuff like that, and so like I peek in more than I actually dive in like I used to. But I still know what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello?
Man. Yeah, man. Welcome back. Again, love the setup.
Appreciate it.
What's up, everybody in the chat? Show the support. Hit the like button. Let's go.
All right. See you, man. Appreciate you.
Peace. You too.
Band, salute. Dion is in the building. Salute. We are here. It's going down this weekend. Hey, how long have we been arguing about it? It's been 4 or 5 years, and we have been going at it. Listen, the phone lines are up. I need you guys to call in. You know, you ain't got to stay on long. Just give me your prediction. Give me what you thought about it. If you saw the press conference, tell me what you guys thought about it. You know, like I said, I want to hear from everybody on here. And yeah, man, I want to hear you guys sound off on this fight. I think, man, a lot of people called in. A lot of people had a lot of stuff to say that was good, man. That has been right on point. Like I said, you got both of these two fighters that are just probably the two best fighters. Not probably, they are the best two fighters in the sport. They are number 1 and number 2, and they fighting to be number 1. And it's going down Saturday night. You know what I mean? And Derek James seems to be pissed off about this. Bo-Max done said his stuff, and I like how the trainers got in there. I do think they should have went at each other a little bit more. Like League said, you know, they didn't sell the casuals, even though we're sold. They should have sold the casuals a little bit more. But I know those two guys are no nonsense, but they could have revved it up a little bit. He said, Kobe Reviews is in the building. Salute. He said, y'all know who I'm rocking with. Team Bud. Salute, Kobe. Hey, listen, I don't blame you on that. Listen, no matter who you guys got a good fighter. If you pick Bud, you got a good fighter. If you got Spence, you got a good fighter. You know what I mean? I'm rocking with Spence on this one because I think Spence, like I said, I do think Spence will get this one. But like I said, I got it 49.5 and 50.5. You know what I mean? It's so close. Here we go.
Beyond.
Salute.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Showboating Sports, Miss Dion, you are on. What's going on?
Hey. Listen, Spence undisputed.
All day long.
I'm getting feedback. I have to call back in.
Oh, I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit because I think that's happening to.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, I can hear myself speak. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I'm okay now. Good. Yeah, Spence. I'm going for my boy Spence. I predict 11th round stoppage, not a KO, but stoppage. Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Let me. I had you. Okay, there you go. I turned the wrong one down. There you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
okay.
you.
All right. So did you get to see the
So
press conference
did you
today?
hear me? I said 11th round.
Yep.
11th round stoppage Spence.
Oh my
That's my
goodness.
prediction.
My goodness.
11th round. I think he's gonna pound him. I think he's gonna beat on him.
How do you think Bud's
But I
attitude
know
is
it's gonna
now?
be a hell. Oh, Bud seems mean as hell. As always. I find him very mean. He looks. Listen. I was like, God, he came out. I was like, Jesus. He was rough. He was rough. That's all I can say. And my boy Errol, he's such a clean cut, calm kind of guy.
Uh-huh.
Real professional, but I just think he has a lot of power. But I mean, this is my thing. Errol will have to get past his meanness. That's
Right.
super duper important. And Bud will have to get past his power and his strength and
Yeah.
his pounding. So, listen, it's going to be a hell of a fight. I don't think Bud is going to lay back on this fight. I think Bud is going to be super aggressive. I think he's going to be aggressive.
You think so? You think
That's
Bud's
my
gonna be
guess.
super aggressive on this one?
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
because he can't allow Spence to get ahead without pointing him from his consistency. There's no way he can allow that unless he's only going to go for that one shot. And, we don't know, we don't know if that will work on Spence. I mean, although anyone can get hit in the right place and the right placement and fold, I can do that to
Right.
go, So, I mean, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know if he I don't know if Spence, it's just one of those things where I think they are each other's medicine at the end of the day, but it's whoever, can execute best that particular day,
Do you
but
think
I'm rooting for.
do you think that at the beginning of the fight, you think both fighters will come out and start swinging at the very beginning, or you think it's gonna be a whole lot of chess match?
I think it's going to be a bit of both. I think they're going to pick. I think it will be aggressive, but yet strategic. Neither of them is crazy enough to just run out there like that. Nah. But I don't think they're going to lay back either. They're not gonna fill each other out to that degree. I think they're going to, they both are coming in the situation where I'm better than you and I have to prove to you. Sometimes when people fight, there's one that you can tell you can see that one is clearly better than the other. And in this case, it's not very clear. It can go either way. So you're going to have to gain respect. And I think both of them are going to go for their respect, but strategically.
Yeah,
I think it'll be strategically.
that makes all the sense in the world. And I love it. Derek James is pissed off about it. I like how Bomac is in it. I just like the whole vibe of all of this. Like we said, there's certain little elements that we wish they could polish up, but I love it. I think it's on top, on point.
I thought it was crazy. What was going on with the cousin on Errol Spence's side with Terrence?
Oh my goodness. He just told him,
crazy.
he said, man,
Did you see that on the
you
side?
humble now, and now you want to be humble. You know what I mean? And so they just kept poking with it.
That's what the cousin was saying?
Yeah, but Earl said that wasn't his cousin. It was
That's what the
somebody from
cousin said
Texas. He said it's a guy from Texas. He said, but he wasn't my cousin. But it's a guy from another part of
he
Texas.
wasn't his cousin.
Nah. But he was still on Earl's
Okay.
side,
Well,
over on that
get
side.
knocked out.
Yeah.
He ready to get knocked out. He's not ready for all of that. Like, come on, calm down. I was disappointed that Bud took it to that level with the bitches and the, excuse my French, I didn't mean to say that, but the B's and the N words,
Yeah.
I thought that was very, on that stage, I didn't,
Yeah, but you know what though? I agree with you. It was a little over the top, but the reason why I'm okay with it, because when it goes down in history, like how the Riddick Bowls and all these people done pushed each other and got into fights and all of that. It's just you get that realness from the boxers, and I'm okay with it because it's not a gentleman's sport, But Bud should have conducted himself a little better, but I'm okay with it.
We're people of color, though.
Yeah.
We're people of color, and we always have to be mindful of that in our station in this country and in this world. So you have to be mindful. We can keep it real, we can keep it gully, but you still at some point you have to maintain some level of just respect. But I mean, you can talk your trash, but when it starts with the N words and I didn't like that. And I mean, he said it so many times, and people use it loosely today, but I just never think that that's a good look for us, especially because of the way we're looked at as people of color, we're aggressive, we're ignorant, So I wasn't happy with that, especially with him, a few minutes before that saying, how Black people, they always think that, we're aggressive and violent and and then he can't control himself, so
yeah,
a little crazy.
And then he got out there
it was made for good entertainment.
Oh, it did, but you know what? It also sold some more tickets. Some other people saying that that they heard that the Comcast, Xfinity, all these other companies, the fight has been selling. A lot of people been paying it for it now, like paying pre-sales. So that's been doing pretty good here lately. So it's stuff like that that's gonna really get over the hump. Because at the end of the day, with them putting so much on the line, they need to make as much money as they can. Because you never know if a fight can go wrong off one punch, right? So at the end of the day, I hope these guys make a lot of money. Because those two guys decided to take the biggest risk in boxing.
Agreed. And I think it'll be much bigger than Tank Garcia. I think that was the number, and that did great numbers.
It did.
I think this will do even more.
But League of Legacies,
it's just so intense.
Yeah, but League of Legacies, did you hear what he said on here? He said he liked it. He said, but he thinks that it'll sell a little bit of the fight, but he thinks they didn't do enough to convince a lot more casuals. Because and I said, I agree, because all of us boxing fans want it, but a lot of casuals like, okay, who's Terrence Crawford? Who's this? But everybody knows who Ryan Garcia is. It's a lot of casuals out there who just don't know,
Yeah, I think that's why they bring in people like Mike Tyson for the coin toss. You kind of put him in the mix of it because, any place you put him, that's controversy. And the world knows him, You can be in a little country in the woods in Africa. They'd be like, Mike Tyson, Tyson, so he's so famous that was a good thing that they did, even though I was like, okay, Mike.
You know what? Gerald said something about that coin toss too. What is your thoughts on that coin toss?
Nothing. It just seems pointless to me. I mean,
you didn't like it? I actually liked it. I actually liked that.
It didn't mean anything to me, I mean, from what Errol said was that it was something that they agreed to appease Terrence. So, at the end of the day, whatever works.
Yeah.
What did you think about the face-off when Bud first came out?
When Bud first came out, Bud came out and got in Spence's face and, kind of like a little bit of a smirk, a little smile. But when he saw Spence was serious, Bud got serious. Like he flipped a switch. And I liked that. I liked it. And Earl looked back, Earl turned and Bud kept staring at him. I like that. Huh?
I felt it so differently. I felt like, okay, so Errol walks out. He walks out, he's called after Terrence. And he walks out, he has a serious face, and then he throws his finger up, like the boxers thing, and then he does a smile, and then he goes over, and his face is like pretty regular to me, just regular.
Mm-hmm.
And Bud is ice grilling. That's how I saw it. Bud was ice grilling heavy, and then that made Errol straighten up. Errol got real serious. Watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
are you talking the
Bud was
first face off or the second one?
Superman.
Because you know they did two.
The first one, the very first one.
Okay.
The very
Yeah. I know
first
you're talking
one.
about. And Terrence was sitting there, and Earl walked up on him, and he's just looking at him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think because Errol was maybe anticipating something not as intense. The way it looked to me, you know, he looked like he was just walking over there. He smiled for the camera, and then he walked over. So I think he was still kind of in that casual, my fans, everybody clapping, yeah, it. And then he turns around and looks at the face of this guy, and he is giving the meanest.
And but you did see the one where Terrence
smoker.
smiled and Earl didn't smile. Earl just looked at him. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah. I think he was laughing at his T-shirt. Because the T-shirt was like he laid out. Did you see the T-shirt with the?
I didn't make it out and see it. They said something about it.
Bud was rolled. Yeah, Bud was like rolled up inside of a joint. With his head out, and it said TVC. I think that was the laugh.
Oh, okay, got you.
I think he took a look and caught it, and then was like, "Yo, this dude is funny."
Yeah.
that was my thought, you know.
Oh, okay, it could have been because somebody said something about that shirt after it was over with, and I never got to see the close up of the shirt, but I'll go check it out. I'll go on his what's the name. So are you hype about this now?
Oh my God! Listen, I've been hype. I felt like this fight had me so stressed out. I'm talking about serious. I've never been more stressed over a fight. It's a fight, but it just means so much to me. So yeah, I'm super hyped. Finally, it's here. It's crazy. The anticipation is crazy. I'm super excited. Super excited.
Wait.
Like I'm on everybody's channel talking ish.
Are you?
I'm everywhere. I'm on every station. Man, you know, Spence undefeated. Man down. Smoking on Bud. Crawford boy. You know, I'm just every place. I love it. I'm super excited.
But y'all know what though? This is the bad thing about it. The bad thing about it is the fight is Saturday. And the reason why I say it's a bad thing because the whole ride comes to an end. And we'll know exactly how it ended. Somebody's going to be happy and somebody's going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? But this was a hell of a...
Who you going with?
Who am I going with?
Yeah.
I'm Spence.
Spence.
Yeah. I got Spence winning this.
Yeah, me too.
But I got Spence a little bit of a favorite, but I don't, and I say that because a lot of people want to talk the other fighter down. I'm just like, man, both of these two guys are incredible fighters. And Bud, man, I think very highly of Bud and his skills. I really do. I just think that Spence, I give Spence the nod.
Same here. Yeah, same here. I think very highly of Bud. I also think he's likable. I like Spence more in personality, and I just like him technically as a fighter. I just think he's just so solid and well-rounded, and I think people mistake what he's doing for something else because they don't understand boxing. They don't understand the technical side of it. He's perfect, you know, and there's nothing extra with it. It's just simplicity, and it's beautiful for me personally. But people think that, you know, Bud is so... I like Bud's fight. I like his mean streak. I think he is talented. I do think he's a great eye. But I also feel that the resume is really not like that. So if you fight weaker competition, you're going to look great if you're great. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's one of those things that, you know, you need to go up against a real challenge, and that's where we see where you are. And my thing is that I don't think he's ever been challenged. You know, I don't think, you know, my boy Sean Porter was, you know, he was able to pierce Sean Porter. Sean was up on him, you know,
Mhm.
but you know, he was able to get past them. I think they underrate Sean. I think he's a great opponent. I think they both fought him. They fought 2 different fights. And but that's the only person I could really say that I felt that he fought that was really like that.
Mhm.
You know, and they're good friends. So it's like, you know, they seem really close. You know, and Sean seems like the kind of person that's semi loyal in a way. You know, like just his energy. He gives loyal, so he's not going to give it 100% because I feel like he feels like that's my man. Yeah, I don't want to cross the line, but so much, you know, because we do have a friendship and we had to have a friendship outside of this fight where Bud is the kind of person who's like, I don't care about this. We get in the ring, I'm taking your head off.
Exactly.
You know, so I think the approach that Sean had was completely different than he did with Errol. I think there's a little competitive streak that he had with Errol beforehand, and I still feel it's that way now. It's like he gives him his flowers, but there's always that underlying thing, you know. But I just went off topic. But yeah, I just feel like Bud has never faced the real, true challenge, you know, against his talent. And let's see how he does, you know. So, you know, everybody talks about the switch hitting and all of that stuff. It doesn't impress me. And when I see him in the ring, I'm not overly impressed. I mean, I do get the knockouts. You know, once he gets you hurt, he hits you. He's very accurate. When he sees it, bang, that's it.
Right.
But watching him fight, the technical side of watching what he's doing, it just doesn't whet my appetite. The first time I saw Errol fight, I watched his feet, I watched his movement, I watched him. I was like, wow, this guy's really good. Really, really, really good. Probably the only other person I saw that in recent years that when I first saw them fight, technically I was impressed. And believe it or not, it was Devin Haney, even though Devin is the most boring thing ever. I still like skill-wise what he did technically. You know, like I was like, oh, this, you know, and then after that, I became more disappointed with him. But solid, just really just great technical fighter. Like he's just doing it right. And I don't see that with I find that Terrence lunges a lot. You know, kind of like, I don't know, not really. I don't know. But he is a sharpshooter. When he does throw it, he throws it. So, I mean, he's doing something right. But you can do, I'll say this, to even counter myself, you know, you can look great against weaker people, you know?
Yeah, you really can. You're right. But I will say this.
You can show out.
Terrence, when he went from those lower weight classes, he came up, I think that even got him to be a badder person. You know what I mean? The power went up. And I like Terrence. I think that Terrence just loves the fight. I think Terrence knows that I got to get you to swing. I got to get you open so I can land this big shot. And that's the same thing Tank does with you too. But what Tank does is in the beginning of the fight, Tank hits you hard, but he doesn't hit you hard enough. And it baits you all the way in. Oh, yeah, I can take this power. And then when he finally hits you real good, it's too late. It's like, what the hell did that come from? And I just think Terrence is doing the same thing. I think he puts it out there, let you get it off, and then he puts you right to sleep.
Yeah. I feel like Tank is also punishing you along the way. Like I've never really seen Terrence like just really punish someone along the way. I feel like what you are saying. He'll catch you out there, but bait you in, and then bang, or he'll just see it.
Yeah. I think Crawford, what he does is Crawford plays a lot of chess throughout his fights. And he comes up with shots that are not a typical angle that you could prepare for. So Crawford hits you with these crazy shots that you wouldn't see them come. And they devastating shots. And it's like, how the hell did he pull that off? You know what I mean? And he does it a lot. But he's never had somebody that's strong to be on him like Spence is. Spence is going to be on him from the beginning to the end.
Yep.
But I can't wait. Oh my God. All this crying we did.
Too.
We cried. We here.
We cried. We cried. We fussed. We cussed Bud out. I call him every kind of peasy weasy under the sun. I cussed him out. I was mad. He sabotaged our fight. I think I borderline hated him for a minute. Like, I was that obsessed over this fight.
Hey, I remember you called into the show. You said, I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to see it now.
Yeah. Oh, I was so hot. It was just killing me. I'm like looking. I get up in the morning and I go, did I announce it yet? Is any more news? Any more news? So they did a great job. You know, they did a great job with this one. My husband had a question for you.
Okay.
He said, do you think Errol Spence should have gotten a smaller ring?
Nope, I don't. I mean, the reason why is because Earl is so good at cutting the ring off that it doesn't matter to Earl. And that walking around and Terrence trying to walk further and walk out the way and coming back, that's more movement that Crawford has to do, which wears Crawford down. So that's what Spence wants you to do. He wants to wear you down. Use your feet, use your hand. Because if you're walking and you're punching, you're not putting a lot of power in there. So you want to keep him walking. I would think with that, with Terrence Crawford, I would. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Because you don't want Terrence to be setting his feet and taking angles. You know what I mean? You want him to keep backing up, taking angles, backing up. And then if he's on the back foot, Terrence can fight off the back foot, but you can only throw so many devastating power off that back foot. And so Earl is used to walking somebody down, and he's in that tip-top shape. So, yeah, I think that works for Earl, you know? It works for Crawford, too, but I think it works for Earl.
What did you think? What did you think about Terrence's appearance? Did he look healthy to you? He looked really emaciated to me. Very
he looked
weight cut.
He looked like he done cut down a whole lot, but I think that some of this cut is because it looked like he put on a lot of muscle. You know what I mean? To prepare for some strength. That's what it seemed like when I saw him in there sweaty. His shirt, you can see the muscles bulging through his shirt. And I think that a lot of that is dehydration. I think that they sucking all the water out of each other to come down. And then tomorrow you'll know. Because I think they probably they weigh in first thing in the morning. So after the weigh-in, they'll be able to rehydrate. So they'll do the weigh-in first thing in the morning, and then they'll come back and do the weigh-in for us. So they'll really do 2 weigh-ins. You know what I mean? The ceremonial for us in the evening. Okay, so
we'll see the fresher them after they've hydrated some.
Yeah. I think we will. And I think that another thing that makes Terrence look a little rough is because his hair and all that facial hair and that facial hair made it really looked a little bit more sunk in. But his attitude and his it looked like it's still there, and he looks still spunky. So they'll be ready. Like I said, they only got a few more hours to weigh in.
Yeah, he did. He did. I love the debate with him. I love Bomac and what you call it.
Derek James?
Derek James is implying the man is fat, you know? Wow.
Yeah.
He said something about only thing that's hot in is Big Macs and Cheetos.
I think Derek James is hot, and I think it all started, like I said, when Crawford said that little smart stuff to him out there in the hallway, and Derek said, yeah, he must think I'm a punk. And I think ever since then, Derek James has had a chip on his shoulder because of that.
No, he definitely it's nothing sweet over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen him out of his character, so it was kind of cool to see. You always see Bomac yelling and screaming, you know. So that was a funny exchange between them. He called him big little mama.
Yeah,
he called him little mama. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, I think he said that wrong. It should be Big Mama. But
yeah.
He said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I can't wait.
It was interesting.
Hey, the time is here.
Wait, man.
Tomorrow night it goes down for the weigh-in, and we'll be good. After the weigh-in, it's over.
I'm so happy you said tomorrow, because tomorrow is here. You know, well, today. You know, it's Friday now.
Yeah, well, I got 6 more minutes, but it's here.
So.
You might as well say it's here. 6 more minutes on mine.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on for a few minutes. You guys have a good night. I'm taking it down.
Have a good one.
All right. And welcome back. Welcome back, man. You know, I'm always looking for you. I'm like, where's my boy? Where's my boy?
Well, as you see, we had
you're back. Your setup looks nice too.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Have a good one. So, guys, yeah, man, I have enjoyed this, man. Oh, 8 Mile said, are you doing a listening party? I am really thinking about doing a listening party, but I heard that you can't really have the have it up loud. And I'm having my son here. He's going to be leaving for college the next following weekend. And so we're going to be here eating and doing all that stuff. So probably what I'll do is I don't think I'm going to have a listening party because I don't think they'll let us play it. And I want to hear the sound. I want to hear when somebody get punched. I want to hear it. I want to hear it all. You know what I'm saying? So what I'll do is if I don't have a listening party, I'll know more tomorrow because I'm going to still try to find out. And I'll just come on after. Oh, appreciate. Yeah, he'll be a sophomore in college next year. So he's finished 1 year. He's just home for the summer, and he'll be leaving next week, heading back. But yeah, so we're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have fun and celebrate and do all that stuff. But I could still do it. It wouldn't be a problem. But the only thing is, like I said, if I can't let it in the background, I don't want everybody else watching the TV and can't hear it too. That won't be cool for them. So since I'm gonna have a few people around, since it's gonna be a big fight, I'll just come on after the fight is over with. I'll already have my setup in, and I'll come back in this room and turn it on and watch it. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we'll do. But anyway, guys, that's all for me tonight, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Please hit the notification bell icon so you guys will be notified when we do these videos. We do them every weeknight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And we're trying to, like I said, I was getting the channel going. So right now we're doing it 10 p.m. Eastern time, but we're going to switch that up. We're going to figure out what's another time slot we can go in. So we're just redoing the channel, figure out what's going to make the channel better, help the channel grow, man. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys for coming in here, man. So if you return to the channel, appreciate you guys for always joining in and supporting the channel. We say what we say, and we stand on that. That's straight up, no chaser. So until tomorrow night, guys, peace. I'm out. And if remember, my links is in the description for my Instagram and my Twitter. Guys, feel free to click on that, send me some stuff, and follow me on those social media things. But anyway, guys, y'all have a good night. Peace. I'm out.